Money, 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 money. So we talking about financial literacy and your beginner's journey to financial literacy and financial freedom. And today I wanted to share some books with you that were really impactful and transformative for me, helping me shift my relationship with money, shift my money psychology and philosophy, and getting to the place where I could truly thrive from a financial perspective. So, in no particular order, I'll say the first book is my first choice, but then no particular order after that. Okay. So, the first book that I suggest is The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. My absolutely top, hands down, in my top five, actually my number one favorite book for personal finance. It's written in a story, so I like that it was like an parable form, so you can really follow the life of the characters in the story. You can see yourself in them. So this book talked about a few things which I would read to you. Let me see. So it start thy purse to fattening, control your expenditures, make your goal multiply, guard your treasures from loss, make your dwelling a profitable investment, ensure a future income, and increase thy ability to earn. Like I said, I love this one because it was written in a story form, and for you who like maybe learn better when it's not just like textbook knowledge and information, just loads of information just coming at you written in such a plain and boring way, you would love this book. A couple of the key concepts that I took from this book is how to ensure a future income, how to really start to invest so that you can have money that begins to work for you. Getting to the point where you prioritize having a spending plan and saving a portion of all you earn first. That was the one of the key things that I took away from this book. Instead of how many times does our money come in and we pay everything and everybody and we think whatever is left over will get saved, but how often is there anything even left over? This talked about paying yourself first and getting to the point where you made that savings your number one priority. Hands down, favorite book, Personal Finance, The Richest Man in Babylon. The book that I'll say number two is not necessarily my second favorite, but is book number two is Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach. I love David Bach's books. I read quite a few of his books when I was on my journey to really understanding money, my financial situation, and changing it for the better. One of the key things that I took away from this book was really putting your savings on autopilot, automatically saving. So when my income came in and I was going to pay myself first, I took that 10%, and that was the percentage that I used, 10% of my income off the top that I had go to another bank account so that I can start to increase my savings. And then there were some things I did eventually with that money, but that was the number one habit that I formed from reading that book, is automating that and not touching it. And then I was able to make it grow. So that was Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach. My next book, number three, is Financial Peace. And I took this course actually after I was totally and completely debt free. But I followed the outline of what Dave Ramsey suggested in his book. And as a result of following what he suggested throughout the book, it took me 18 months to be totally and completely debt free. I paid off $40,000 in debt. It took me 18 months. August 2009, I sat down to write my last check to the U.S. Department of Education. I was totally and completely debt free, no credit card debt, no student loan debt, no car debt, all debt paid in full. I attribute a lot of that to the key wisdom and nuggets I took away from this book and applied to my personal financial situation. That's Financial Peace by Dave Ramsey. Ah, The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Now, I know Napoleon Hill is famous for his book, Think and Grow Rich. A lot of people love that book. It is a classic. It is a great book. Not my personal favorite of his, but it is a great book, and a lot of people have read it. Many people who have gone on to do great things in life and in their careers, their businesses, personal endeavors have read that book and highly suggest it. I'm not going to take away from it, but there are two books of his that I love even more, and The Law of Success is one of them. And one of the things that he talked about in The Law of Success is, again, prioritizing saving. And when you're starting out on your financial journey, and you want to learn how to be good with your money and manage it better and be a better steward of your money and all of the things that they say, savings has to be a priority. And again, I'm not going to dive into what you're going to do with the savings after you get started, but you have to create the habit. And as the late Bob Proctor used to say, our paradigms are a multitude of habits that get stored in our subconscious. So in order to change our life, we have to shift the paradigm. We have to change the paradigm. So as our habits begin to change, we have to, again, reassess in our mind how we view money. Why do we view it that way? Why do we spend all we earn? Why are we hesitant about saving? Anyway, The Law of Success really just touched on some key things, and really having a plan for. And this book wasn't specifically only about money, but it did hit on money and finance and personal finance, and how you can go and earn a good income and not have anything to show for it at the end. And I remember that being me. Like, I lived a good life. Like, my girlfriends and I, when we were single, we would go on vacation. It was nothing to say, hey, let's go to Cancun. Let's go to Jamaica. Let's take a cruise. Let's take a trip. Let's go to Chicago. Let's go to New York. There were so many things that we just decided we were going to do, and we did. But if you remember the Flintstone cartoon, Betty and Wilma, charge it. My stuff went on the credit card. My stuff went on the credit card back then. So guess what? When I came back from vacation, that bill came back with me too, because I had to pay that credit card. So I was like caught in this vicious cycle of getting 2 steps ahead, taking 3 steps back, getting 2 more steps ahead, taking 4 steps back, because I had to pay that credit card bill off. And then don't let an unexpected bill rise with the car, the brakes, anything. I needed new tires. I live in Michigan. You hit a pothole, that's it for your tires, right? So there were times where I just had this constant spending, but I wasn't making any progress. So it wasn't until I read these books and I implemented a piece of each and every one of them in my personal financial situation. And that was what allowed me to become totally and completely debt free in 18 months. I had paid off my student loan. It was August 2009. I had sat down to write my last check to the U.S. Department of Education, and I felt like, I'm finally free. So these are the 4 books that I would say were the most impactful, the most transformative for me, for helping me shift my relationship with money and getting to the place where I understood personal finance, but I understood my personal finances. And I wanted to share those with you today. Just a quick recap: The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason, Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach. We have Financial Peace by Dave Ramsey, and The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Hope you take one. Any of those 4 books will help you greatly. If you do read one or read them all, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Talk to you later.